Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. I hope everybody's doing good. Happy Monday. On a side note before I get started, Charlie is still doing good. You know, I'm kind of pretending that everything's normal while I wait for the cloud of doom that's gathering over my house as far as Charlie's concerned. And for those that don't know who I am, I'm a guy who loves his golden retriever, and sadly he has cancer, and so we're fighting that fight. But you know, I want to talk a little bit about in general what happened in Milwaukee, but more specifically what you need to consider, in my opinion, should you find yourself in the middle of such a clusterfuck, a racist clusterfuck, which is exactly what that was. As a matter of background, I'm retired LAPD, for those that don't know me, and I was in the 1992 Los Angeles riots, you know, protest, but or shopping spree as it actually was. And I can tell you that the most danger that I was in during those many long days and long nights that I was, you know, down there working with the rest of the officers, the most danger that I was ever in was driving from home to the station, because I'm a white guy, in case you haven't noticed, and just like what happened in Milwaukee, you know, the white devil is the one that's got to pay. You might remember the Reginald Denny guy, the truck driver that had the misfortune of driving through Florence and Normandy and paid for it by getting his head caved in. He really must have done a lot of brain damage, because he actually forgave the guy that did it, which, okay. Guy's, you know, he's ruined for the rest of his life. I mean, I think he has seizures or whatever happened. As a matter of disclaimer, the suggestions and thoughts that I'm going to give to you are mine and mine alone, and these are not something that you should just blindly follow. You have to take into consideration many things, such as the laws of your state, the situation. Every situation has differences. No two are exactly alike, and I am, you know, when I tell you something that I would do, or part of my plan, it's really designed to get you thinking about what you would do in a given situation. And as I've said a billion times before, now's the time to have a mental plan as to how you would react during a nuclear bomb, a tornado, an earthquake, or an angry mob trying to pull you out of your car. So, with that in mind, you know, like I said, I'm not an attorney. I'm just a retired cop who's seen a little bit of blood and guts, and I like to think that I have an understanding of crowd psychology when they're going apeshit. Okay. So we all know what happened in Milwaukee, and it's like, you know, I'm sure there's about 10,000 videos on the subject, so I don't need to go into detail. The broader view that is important for this video is that, and you're not going to really see this on the news. That's a whole other video. How the left-wing media just absolutely covers up reality if it favors anything but black thugs. Now. And of course, I'm going to get all kinds of comments that I'm a racist because I'm speaking truthfully. And if the truth makes me a racist, then fuck it. I guess I'll accept that. But you know, you got endless videos on YouTube if you search with a black mob out there, and you got people yelling, "He's white, he white, he white, get him! No white people coming through here. We gonna pull them motherfuckers out of the car, beat their heads." Okay, so. Can you just imagine, on an aside, can you just imagine if there was one video in this entire fucking universe of a white guy going, "Get the black people. That guy's black. Pull him out of his car." Can you? That would be absolute. That would be front page news, and that would be the highlight for 6 years. We'd hear about how white people are racist and they tried to pull black people out of there. I mean, so, you know, it's the old liberal double standard that drives me nuts and drives you nuts, I'm sure, unless you're one of those pathetic, zombie, fucked up liberals that can't think for themselves and allows the Democratic Party to control you control your brain so that you don't even care about or know about what right and wrong is. But I digress, as I'm sure I will continue to do throughout this video. Suck it up, buttercup. I always like saying that. Anyways, the fucking blood pressure is rising, man. Let's face it, we're all driving around. I'm driving right now on the way to a doctor appointment, and I'm going through various, many different cities. So, the number one thing is you need to stay alert. And, from now going forward, if you haven't already done so, you need to be aware. You don't want to be the guy that's listening to, fucking old, Coolio CDs, and you got your head up your ass, and you roll right into the middle of a Florence and Normandy or some freaking entire riot going on you didn't know anything about. I think that's probably what the truck driver Reginald Denny did. I don't think he had any clue what he was doing. He's just rolling along. People drive with their heads up their ass. The first thing I do when I get in a car, I'm not a hero, I'm not a smart guy, but you know what? Check the fucking news and see what's going on. And another clue is if you see a bunch of different smoke plumes rising up over a city, it's probably not a good idea to go through there. Okay? Something bad's happening. That's nature's way. When you see a bunch of smoke over the city, that's nature's way of telling you to stay the fuck out of there, okay? Because it's either a gas leak, a terrorist act, or a bunch of motherfuckers looting the Food King because, some black guy got a ticket. So, be aware of your surroundings is what I'm saying. Situational awareness is half of the battle in terms of staying alive. And the idea here is to keep you alive, keep you from getting hurt. So let's assume, or let's just say because if you don't think of these things, if you don't build in the mental muscle memory of how you'll respond, if you don't go through these scenarios, I just repeat this over and over and over again, you're gonna panic. Panic causes death and destruction. Okay, the definition of panic, in my opinion, is your brain searching for a solution and not finding one. And so it starts to go fucking crazy. I mean, if you're on fire and nobody ever taught you to stop, drop, and roll, you're gonna run down the fucking street like Richard Pryor until you burn to death. So you gotta go through these scenarios, if you can't see, but I'm stopping in traffic here. I got almost a full car length between me and the guy in front of me. Why? Because all throughout my adult life, I've gone through scenarios as what would I do if a guy rushes me here from the sidewalk and tries to carjack me, or a big shootout starts. I give myself room to get the fuck out of here. If you pull right up on the guy in front of you and all hell breaks loose, guess who got fucked? So that was something I didn't even have to think about. It's built into my muscle memory. I do it as a rule of thumb, just like I check and see who's behind me. And it's, I don't live paranoid. I'm not like, hey, is somebody following me? No, but I'm fucking completely alert as to who's behind me. No matter when I drive, where I drive, especially when I'm going home, hey man, is that the same fucking car that was, behind me a mile ago? Let's see if he turns with me. Now my condition red, goes up. My threat level. So, be aware, have a plan, and that's the purpose of putting this in your head if you haven't thought about it. So you're rolling along through Mayberry RFD, and unbeknownst to you, some black lady got a fucking ticket, and so the entire fucking city is burning. You got all the black people running out, and they're fucking hell-bent on destroying their own city and fucking harming or killing anyone that's not black. What do? If you're not, in my opinion, all of it's my opinion, if you're not carrying a weapon at this point in your life in terms of a concealed firearm, if you're able to, if you're not a felon, and if you're able to have a firearm and you don't have one, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. I mean, if you're a priest and it's against your religion to kill, I'll see you in heaven. If you're afraid of guns, I'll see you in heaven. I mean, that is just my opinion, man. Nobody's gonna help. If I fucking crash my truck right here and then a bunch of people run over and start fucking hacking me to death, by the time somebody calls the police, if they ever do, I'm dead, okay? You gotta be able to protect yourself. So, take it from me, man, a retired cop, we're not gonna get there until the shit's over, 99.9% of the time. And that's being very conservative. So you gotta protect yourself. Okay, so you're driving along, and let's assume, I'll go through with and without a firearm, because I'm sure there may be somebody here that doesn't want to carry a firearm or can't. Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe you got no arms and you're just driving with your chin. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't judge. I'm a talker, but I don't judge you. You armless, chin-driving cacksucker. All right, so anyways, you find yourself in the middle of a melee. There's fucking a gas station burning on your left, a fucking Zodi's in flames on your right. You young people have no idea what a Zodi's is. Old California store chain. You know, you got people that are not your color running around. Where the fuck do I turn at? See, I was making a video and I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So what do? Okay, so first of all, let me give you some car safety tips. When you get in your car, no matter where you're going, if you're going across the state, if you're going across the town, or if you're just going down the street, you know, to get your nails done, keep your windows up and your doors locked. If you know, unless I would do it at all times, especially if I was a woman, which I'm only a woman on the weekends. There's another video. You know, you'd be surprised how many reports I've taken of you know, from people who stopped at a red light and some guy ran off the bus bench and jumped in the fucking car and stuck a gun on it. Take him home, rape, pillage, murder. I've seen it all. You know, there's no shortage of victims, and the reason that is because people just fucking have their head up their ass, man. I'm going to the store, I'm okay, it's all about me, no one wants to hurt me. Fuck you, man. There are a lot of fucking animals out here of all colors. I gotta be politically correct, but the truth is, you know, this could happen to anybody. This video could very well apply to black people who find themselves caught in the middle of a white city where everybody's rioting and, oh, wait a minute, no, that doesn't happen. Just kidding. But listen, this is for everybody, okay? If you think I'm a racist, I got a gift for you somewhere. Oh, here it is. So, look. Doors locked, windows up, and you want to have an escape plan. Now, if you look at the videos, and I encourage you to watch the video, there's two things I want you to do, because these, by the way, this Milwaukie bullshit, this is just the beginning. This shit's gonna happen all over the place. You know, you got this fucking asshole racist Obama who pushed the country into this shit. You know, they pushed all these false narratives out. None of it was true. All this fucking hands up, don't shoot bullshit. You got the White House, the racist black dude in the White House, and Hillary fucking lying Clinton. All these liberals that are just fucking talking about how evil white people are, and especially cops. You know, how stupid they felt when they found out that this cop in Milwaukee that shot this armed fucking asshole who was running away with a stolen gun, when it turned out the cop was black. You know, they must have been really depressed to hear that, but you know, hey, he's a sellout and an Uncle Tom, and fuck it, right? So, where was I going with this? Yeah, so you fucking, you're in the middle of one of these things, all this shit's going on around you. The first thing I would tell you would be very obvious. GTFO, get the fuck out. Drive out. And I'm going to tell you that in instances of civil unrest or savagery, rioting, whatever you want to call it, don't worry about fucking traffic laws. My opinion only. Celebrity voices impersonated, naturally. Remember, FDIC. That's why I leave enough room in front of me when I stop. You know, behind the car in front of me at a red light. Because if shit goes down, guess who's running the light? Now, I'm not just gonna blindly run the fucking light so I escape the robber only to fucking get T-boned by a semi and have my fucking femur sticking through my goddamn retina. You know, you do everything safely, but you do it. You get the fuck out. If you can't go straight because there's a lot of traffic, fucking turn right. Better to fucking sideswipe somebody if you're gonna have an accident than get fucking T-boned. It's just a matter of physics. That's as much as I know. Think any deeper than that, my fucking nose will start gushing blood. But yeah, get the fuck out. Have your opening You know, I subconsciously, this is what I'm telling you, your brain will start to think this way. It's not paranoid. No matter what I'm doing, I'm constantly looking at my way out. Of course, I have a 4-wheel drive truck, so I could go over the center island. I could do this, I could do that. But I always got a way out, okay? You know, not always, but most of the time. I mean, sometimes, you know, if I got an 18 or a big rig sitting next to me, a gas truck. Now, if another one pulled up to my left, I guess I'm pretty much horse fucked because I can't split traffic up here because I'm in a truck, not a motorcycle. Whatever. But as soon as possible, you get the fuck out. Now, yesterday I saw, when I looked at these videos, oh, my brain is getting old. Why my body stays young. I want you to watch the videos from Milwaukee, but I also encourage you, and actually I give you a lawful order to get your ass to the search bar when I'm done, and watch the videos of the Los Angeles 1992 riots. Just put that in a YouTube search. Los Angeles 1992 riots. Check that out. Put in Florence, Normandy. Florence and Normandy, Los Angeles riots, 1992. And watch and think about everything you see. What would you do? They're pulling white people out. This guy, Reginald Denny that I was talking about, he got pulled out of his 18-wheeler, stomped almost to death, and then this guy named Football Williams threw a freaking brick right at his head and crushed his skull. It's a miracle the guy lived because he was saved by another, believe it or not, a black guy that fucking had a heart and wasn't a racist asshole, and took him to the hospital. So they pulled a bunch of anybody that was white or Hispanic. They pulled out of the car. I don't know, 70-something people, 80-something people got killed. It was all bullshit. But you know, there's ways out of this stuff. I don't encourage you, even if you carry a weapon, you're not going to sit there in your car and have a big shootout. That's not what that's all about. That's a last resort, like it should be for any time you're going to use deadly force. It should be a last resort. When you're watching the video from yesterday, or from this Milwaukie shit, you'll see people trying to smash windows, ripping doors open because they're not locked. And then at one point I see this dude get in front of a car. I assume it had a white person in it because they weren't like high-fiving, trying to block the person from leaving. My advice only. There is enough documented history that if you're a white person in a black riot and you get pulled out of your car, you are at the very minimum gonna fucking get critically injured, and most probably you're gonna lose your life. You know, I mean, so I'm just saying that to you because you gotta, unfortunately in our litigious society, you gotta start building your defense before anything happens. And I'm telling you that if God forbid I found myself in that situation, I would make damn sure that my attorney at the trial, that I lived to go be tried because I fucking took the right action or I'd be dead, I would make sure we got introduced to the case, you know, endless videos of people getting pulled out of cars and beaten to death or shot or stabbed or whatever. You know, so this is a reality. And with that in mind, if somebody is stupid enough to get in front of your car while other people are trying to pull you out of the car, there's two pedals on most cars. One is the brake, one's the gas. I am not telling you to just go out and start running people over. But I am going to tell you that, in my opinion, if you get pulled out of that car in a riot situation and you ain't the same color as the fuckers pulling you out, you're probably not going to make it home. So with that in mind, I would just step on the gas, because the cockbiter in front of your car who thinks he's going to fucking stop you is either going to move really fast or you're going to feel a fucking squishy bump as you continue on out of that area. And that's his fault, not your fault, in my opinion. This is not legal advice. To me, it's common sense, but, you know, better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. I don't know. But, you know, you got to make these decisions. I'm just telling you that nobody that's sane looks forward to ever harming anyone else. And with that in mind, let's talk about firearms. You carry a weapon and you're in that same situation. Do you start shooting people, just blasting them? I wouldn't. You know, you're going to be held accountable, and rightfully so, for everything that you do. And you're going to be triply scrutinized because you're probably not black if somebody's trying to pull you out of a car. So you can do everything right. I mean, my God, we got a fucking black cop who shoots a fucking black felon with a stolen gun that was taken in a burglary, who's not dropping it. And according to the people that saw there's videotape from the officer's fucking body cam. They're yelling, stop, drop it, whatever. And you know, people are still pissed off. Like they just want cops to fucking throw a donut at them and wish him well. So, you know, everything's upside down now. I'm not going to suggest that you're going to fucking not go to prison for saving your own life. I can't guarantee that. In today's society, I really don't know, man. None of us know what the fuck's going to happen. I can tell you that if you're white and you hurt somebody that's not white, you're pretty much fucked, man. So you might want to go to Ireland. I hear they don't what's the word, extradite if you're going to get the death penalty. So, but yeah, would you start shooting? I wouldn't. If the window breaks and the door is forced open and there's 50 people out there yelling kill Whitey, kill Whitey, kill Whitey, and they're pulling me out of the fucking car, there's probably going to be some gunshots coming from my fucking car. Lord have mercy on their souls, and Lord have mercy on mine, because I'm probably going to fucking end up, put in the news as the David Duke's fucking, or the Grand Wizard of the KKK. What the fuck? How bad do you want to live? And with me, it's not so much that I want to live so much. I refuse to let anybody just take my life, no matter what color they are. It ain't gonna happen. So, people are gonna say, well, what about warning shots? Man, I'm gonna leave. What the fuck is this? There's like 6,000 cops sitting there with all their lights on. That looked pretty cool. I wish I would have had a videotape going that way. I've never seen that before. They're like, honestly, there's probably about 12 police cars on the side of the road with all their lights on, evenly spaced. But fucking pigs are probably waiting for a black guy to come by so they can kill him. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put it to you this way. I'll end it like this. Deadly force should always be your last resort. It should always be your last. I hope the fuck this is even on. It should always be your last resort, and you should always be able. You better be able to justify every action. And with shootings, I can tell you from experience, every fucking time you pull the trigger, you're gonna have to account for that. What was going through your head. So, as far as just unloading blindly like you see them do in the movies, man, that's not too good. That's not going to fly in court. You better be able to justify every time you pull that trigger. You better be able to justify every time you point the weapon at somebody. Now, hopefully you're trained. Hopefully you understand how to use your weapon. And hopefully you understand the laws in your state. It's very important. When can you use deadly force? When can't you use deadly force? You got all this time before you ever, hopefully you'll live your whole life and never have to use deadly force. But between now and that time that you, God forbid, you do have to use it, you got all these resources. You got the internet. You don't even have to go to the library anymore. You can just sit at home and read case law. You can you can prepare yourself with information, arm yourself with knowledge, and then that way about tactics, about your weapon, when to use it, what's happened to people in the same situation. I mean, you could, with today's technology, I could probably Google white person shoots black people who are trying to pull them out of a car. There's probably been a case like that somewhere. Find out what the logic is and the thought process that goes, and what's happened in the past, and that all of that information can help you form your own plan so that you'll know what to do. Let me just end it with what I said in the beginning, and I can't stress it enough. The time to come up with a plan is not when your windows are cracking and the fucking crowds are fucking forming. It's too late then, man. You better have your fucking plan in motion. Hopefully this made some sense. I'm sure I left a lot of things out. But I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular old Joe trying to help regular old Joes and Josephines. Anyways, you guys, listen, I hope you're having it's Monday. How the fuck could you be having a good day? Have a great week. Be safe. And share my video with everybody that you care about. And I know what you're, they're going to tell you that, hey man, these guys are racist or whatever. Who gives a shit? The days of me giving a fuck about what people think of me are long gone. And let me tell you something. It is a freedom that I can't even describe. LMS Tactical, stay safe. I'm out.